Apotheosis Chapter 42. This Luo Zheng is only in the viscera refining stage. Moreover, he has only joined Xiao Yufeng for a short period of time, yet he is able to hold on for so long against Su Lai. He is really not simple. An outer sect disciple exclaimed from below the arena. Should we report this to the teacher? If this kid grows up, it will be a great thing for our Xiao Yufeng. At least we won't be so passive in the assembly of the 33 peaks every year. I see that Su Lai's every move is deadly. If this continues, Luo Zheng will definitely die, another person said. The person who spoke first shook his head and quietly pointed to the distance. There is no need to report. Our teacher Su is secretly watching. There is no need for us to meddle. On top of a small building not far away, a pretty figure stood there. It was Xiao Yufeng's teacher, Su Lingyun. That day, she did not respond to Zhou Xian's request, but she was still very concerned about this kind of fight. Luo Zheng was a seed disciple that she had painstakingly dug up. She would not give up on him so easily. Now it seemed that Zhou Xian's worries were correct. Although the Blue Cloud sect had a rule that private grudges could be settled in the arena, there was no need to take responsibility even if someone was killed. But in the arena, it was rare to see such a ruthless attack that every move wanted to kill someone. This Su Lai wanted Luo Zheng's life wholeheartedly. Su Lingyun did not know how long Luo Zheng could hold on in this kind of situation. She hoped that Luo Zheng could gain experience on the edge of life and death, but after all, she did not want Luo Zheng to die like this. At this moment, her mood was very conflicted, but in the end, she clenched her teeth and endured. She wanted to see how much potential Luo Zheng could unearth and how much strength he could erupt with. Luo Zheng's entire body was not intact at this time. His arms, legs, chest, neck, and his entire body seemed to have been burned by a raging fire. Everything was charred black and he was in a very sorry state. The power of the Thunder Fist was beyond Luo Zheng's expectations. Luo Zheng's body could convert most of the power of thunder and lightning into warm currents, but a small part of the power of thunder and lightning would still cause him a lot of damage. He was secretly worried that if Su Lai continued to fight like this, his body, which he had always been proud of, would not be able to withstand it and collapse. Because he was unable to capture Su Lai's figure, his trump card, the frightening God Spike, could not be used. Bang. There wasn't much time for Luo Zheng to think. Su Lai threw another rushing thunder fist at Luo Zheng's chest. The power of thunder and lightning bit Luo Zheng's skin, leaving black streaks on his skin and giving off the smell of burnt meat. Finally, Luo Zheng could no longer suppress his internal injuries and spat out a mouthful of blood. Su Lai raised his fist and grinned. I really thought that you have an immortal body and aren't afraid of being beaten. Luo Zheng gasped for breath. This time, his injuries were more serious. He touched his chest and climbed up from the ground with great difficulty. Why are you talking so much nonsense? If you have the guts, continue. Of course, I don't plan on letting you walk out of the arena alive today. Su Lai moved his hands. A few bolts of lightning flashed in his hands. Next time, he decided to end this game of cat and mouse. But at this moment, Luo Zheng suddenly felt something strange in his body. The warm currents in his body suddenly changed direction. The warm currents that had been constantly cleansing his internal organs were now flowing into the depths of his bones. The warm currents were actually cleansing his bone marrow. What was going on? Only after entering the refining marrow realm would one begin to refine their bone marrow. Did I enter the refining marrow realm? Wisps of green impurities came out of Luo Zheng's charred skin. These impurities were the impurities in his bone marrow. Only those who entered the refining marrow realm could cleanse the deepest and most stubborn impurities of their bone marrow. A very comfortable coolness quickly rose from Luo Zheng's tailbone. It flowed through Luo Zheng's lumbar vertebrae and connected to his neck. Then, it seeped into Luo Zheng's brain, eyes, ears, nose. Luo Zheng couldn't help but close his eyes. Seeing Luo Zheng like this, Su Lai revealed a trace of doubt. What the hell was this kid doing? Why did he close his eyes at this time? After a short while, Luo Zheng opened his eyes. His eyes were even brighter. At this moment, Luo Zheng felt that a new world had appeared in front of him. Every movement around him was several times clearer. He could see the patterns on the leaves in the distance. He could also clearly hear the whispers of people in the distance. Stepping into the marrow refining realm was indeed a refreshing experience. Regardless of whether it was eyesight, hearing, or smell, they were all greatly improved. Deliberately mystifying things. Su Lai coldly snorted. He once again controlled Luo Zheng to charge forward. This time, Luo Zheng completely captured Su Lai's movement path. Su Lai circled around him and rushed forward at an extremely fast speed. He fiercely attacked Luo Zheng from the side. Luo Zheng lightly shifted his feet and twisted Su Lai's arm. The strength of his entire body suddenly exploded. At the same time, the two dragon scales in his mind released a green light. After breaking through the refining marrow realm, Luo Zheng was like a giant with infinite strength. He forcibly stopped Su Lai's momentum. When Su Lai realized the danger, Luo Zheng had already locked his body in place. Then, he heavily threw him over his shoulder and fiercely smashed him to the ground. Clang! The blue cloud sex arena was custom-made. In order to prevent the disciples from easily destroying the arena, it was made of thick and heavy refined iron. Under such a fierce smash, Su Lai actually caused the refined iron arena to cave in. He lay motionless on the ground. Seeing this scene, everyone held their breaths. Mo Kan and Zhou Xian, who had been watching from the side, also let out a long sigh of relief. They really did not expect Luo Zheng to turn the tables at this moment. Luo Zheng heavily exhaled a few mouthfuls of turbid air. Previously, he had underestimated a half-step Xiantian expert. Looking at the motionless Su Lai lying on the ground, Luo Zheng felt some lingering fear. If he had not broken through at the crucial moment, Su Lai would have been in real danger. Just when everyone thought the battle was over, a thick and large lightning suddenly surged out from Su Lai's body and shot towards the sky. Su Lai actually climbed out of the pit again. His hair was standing on end, and his face was filled with a ferocious expression. Countless snake-like lightning coiled around his body. He was like a thunder god, blooming with an incomparably domineering aura. Interesting. I, Su Lai, never thought that I would be forced to such a state by a junior in the viscera refining realm. He actually forced me to use the rushing thunder sacred body. Su Lai's every move was accompanied by countless lightning bolts. It seemed like he had pushed his true chi to the extreme. Rushing thunder sacred body. He actually succeeded in cultivating the rushing thunder sacred body. That was at the cost of burning one's life. This battle is too intense. Luo Zheng is really something. He actually forced Su Lai to use the rushing thunder sacred body with the strength of the viscera refining realm. This is too exaggerated. This rushing thunder sacred body has greatly enhanced Su Lai's strength. His strength is comparable to the Xiantian realm. This Luo Zheng will definitely die. Hearing the discussions of the crowd, Mo Kan clenched his fists tightly. His hands were covered in sweat. What should we do? This Su Lai is actually so strong. Luo Zheng's hearing was very strong now. Every word of the discussions below the stage was heard by him. He was secretly shocked. This rushing thunder sacred body required burning one's life as the price. Su Lai's strength would probably be greatly enhanced again. Luo Zheng, I will tear you to pieces. After saying that, Su Lai's figure was like a lightning bolt that was as thick as a water bucket. He directly crashed towards Luo Zheng. Fortunately, this rushing thunder sacred body has greatly enhanced his true chi. However, there is no substantial increase in speed. Luo Zheng looked in the direction Su Lai was heading. His pupils firmly locked onto Su Lai's figure as he narrowed his eyes. Although he was forced by his opponent's power, Luo Zheng did not panic at all. He had to remain calm at all times. Only in this way could he deal with his opponent calmly. Stunned Spirit Spike. The moment Su Lai approached Luo Zheng, a spike condensed from his soul emerged from between his eyebrows and fiercely pierced towards Su Lai's head. Su Lai originally wanted to use the power of the rushing thunder sacred body to quickly finish off Luo Zheng. After all, although the rushing thunder sacred body was powerful, its duration was very short. However, he never expected that Luo Zheng still had a backup plan. He felt that his head was suddenly pierced by a sharp object. The sharp pain seemed to be able to penetrate his soul. He could not help but scream. His figure that was rushing towards Luo Zheng lost its aim and stumbled to the ground. It's effective. Originally, Luo Zheng thought that his stunned spirit spike was just a superficial skill. The released power would only be able to slightly disturb the opponent. However, Luo Zheng did not expect that the effect would be so good. It actually caused such a big impact on Su Lai's soul. What did you do to me? Su Lai stood up in a daze. His body was swaying. He felt that a long needle had been nailed into his head, causing him great pain. Luo Zheng did not answer. He only opened up a distance and stared at Su Lai vigilantly. After a while, the pain in Su Lai's head gradually disappeared. He looked at Luo Zheng with a complicated expression. The pain just now was too unbearable. He really did not want to experience it a second time. However, he had to kill Luo Zheng today. Su Lai clenched his teeth and turned into a bolt of lightning, once again rushing towards Luo Zheng. Stunned Spirit Spike. Before Su Lai could get close to Luo Zheng, another gray spike pierced into Su Lai's head. Clang. Su Lai once again rolled on the ground, covering his head and rolling incessantly. This time, Luo Zheng did not give Su Lai another chance. His whole body flashed with purple light. An extremely large amount of power gathered on his leg. He kicked Su Lai, who was rolling on the ground incessantly. Su Lai was like a heavy sandbag. He flew out of the arena horizontally and heavily smashed outside.